Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, tonight, fair warning, we are going to dive into the dirtiest part of the dirtiest politics from Biden himself. I'm sure you're aware he's been calling semi-automatics and those would support them sickening individuals with no redeeming value. He's also said he's going to get the assault weapons ban of 2022 passed, even though there is no viable path to do so. We're going to walk you through the real reason and the why here, because even the Washington Post is calling it out. Everything's linked in the description box below, and please send this out because it's important to understand the why behind these people and all their infringements. It is so disgusting. Tonight's content is brought to you by Craft Holsters. Now, they sent me a couple of their leather custom holsters, and these are exquisite. Look at the stitching, the color, and the leather. This is a perfect gift for that somebody who's on that Christmas list. Now, every order over $99 has free economy shipping. There's a 10% loyalty program, and there's a lifetime warranty. But that's not all they sent me. They also sent me a complete guide to taking care and conditioning the leather to pass the blessing on to the next generation, just like this channel. Thank you so much to Craft Holsters, and now let's get to this content. So as I mentioned earlier on, guys, we were talking about Biden and his propensity to say things out of turn, which we know is nothing new. However, again, the why. On this channel, since July 29th, when the assault weapons ban of 2022 passed, openly I said on that video, they don't have the votes in the Senate. This is not going to go through in the way that they're proposing that it's going to. It's not going to go through in the way that they're pounding their chest saying they're finally going to get those pesky assault weapons. It was all about politics, and this article that I'm about to show you actually shows you exactly my point. Check this out. Again, this is from the Washington Post, of all places. Biden seizes on gun control despite hurdles in Congress. Listen to the subtitle. The issue reflects Biden's effort to rally Democrats and put Republicans on the defensive as Congress becomes less friendly territory. Just from the topic, or from the title and the subtitle, does that sound like it's about all the impact of gun violence in the United States? Does it sound like the tragedies? Or does it sound like it's a political football to get more power for Democrats? That's the disgusting part. Just wait till I continue on, because it only gets worse, and they use quotes from inside the White House. Vexed by another string of mass shootings, President Biden has begun calling vociferously on Congress to pass a ban on assault weapons, despite the extremely low odds that it will enact such a ban. A reflection of how he may seek to use Republicans as a foil, now that a GOP takeover of the House is putting his legislative goals further out of reach. Translation? In politics, I'm just going to say what we should do. We should pass an assault weapons ban. It's all Republicans' fault. It's sick that you would even allow semi-automatics to exist in order to further his own party and his own re-election in 2024. You don't believe me? Let's listen to the next part here, because this is where it's going. This is why. You look at the why. You never look at what they say. You never look at all the posturing. You look at the why. It will always show you the true course. Check this out. The president's declaration that it is just sick that the United States allows the sale of semi-automatic weapons, pistols, shotguns, and rifles, by the way, coming after shootings in Walmart in Virginia and an LGBTQ club in Colorado left a combined 11 people dead, does not reflect any illusions about the realities of a divided government, his aides had said. So this is coming from inside the White House. Listen to this next part. But with an eye towards positioning himself and his party for 2024, Biden believes public opinion has shifted in Democrats' favor on certain key social issues, and said the aides, speaking on the condition of anonymity to describe internal strategy. The Biden White House, the Biden administration, is using all the tragedies and all the gun violence and blaming it on guns and semi-automatics to further position themselves for 2024 and the Democrat eventual campaigns. It doesn't get lower than this. All the while trying to claim the high ground, the morality high ground, and say, well, we want this, and you just obviously want bad things. All while setting themselves up for political advantage. You have to see what these people are and why they do it, because it is so gross when you lift up that rock. Quote, this is one of those issues where there's a huge disconnect between the attitudes of average Americans and Republicans, said John Anzalone, Biden's pollster. Again, Biden White House. Adding that issues like universal background checks and other restrictions on accessing guns are supported by a significant majority of voters. Quote, it will continue to be a political football, but I think that increasingly it'll be an electoral issue. The people that are trying to take the rights of this generation and the next generation are using this as a political football to further their own power. They're saying it right here. This is from the White House. You've got to send this kind of stuff out, because while it might be infuriating now, it shows light on what the disgusting nature is underneath these political rocks. Biden knows full well he's not going to get the assault weapons ban passed through the Senate. By the way, the Respect for Marriage Act that everyone was afraid that they were going to slide the assault weapons ban into, it passed without the assault weapons ban added as an amendment. So that's not an option anymore. This entire thing was posturing to put Democrats in a positive light and Republicans in a negative light because of perceived potential political advantage. It doesn't get grosser than this. One last thing for you, if you're not gross enough yet. Despite Biden's promise that he will start counting the votes for an assault weapons ban in Congress, there is little evidence that enough such votes exist, even before the Republicans take over the House in January. In the Senate, at least 10 Republicans would need to cross the aisle and send a bill to the president's desk, since the chamber is currently divided 50-50 and the legislation would require 60 votes to pass. They know that it wasn't going to pass. They knew they didn't have the votes. Chris Murphy was on CNN this weekend saying they didn't have the votes. And now the White House comes out and is leaking information to the Washington Post about using the fact that Biden's saying semi-automatics are sick and all the tragedy and political momentum that they think is there for their own political advantage, Democrat 2024. This is why we fight every single day. This is why I do 2 videos. This is why I work my fingers to the bone to fight this type of disgusting nature. And hopefully, we'll pass along to the next generation. We won't have to deal with this crap for their sake. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you in the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.